Lumbar spinal stenosis. You've probably tried stretches, exercises, even treatments for your stenosis, but the pain keeps coming back. That's because relief from lumbar spinal stenosis isn't just about what you do once a day, it's about what your spine experiences from the moment you wake up until the moment you go to bed. In this video, I'm going to give you 5 simple daily routine habits that help reduce leg pain, ease pressure on your lower back, and support your spine all day long without needing to rely on pills, injections, or the fear of flare-ups. These are the same habits I've taught to patients in their 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s who were told that they just had to learn to live with the pain. And now many of them are walking farther, sleeping better, and regaining control over their day naturally. And if you stay with me until the end, I'll show you the one common daily habit most people overlook that quietly makes spinal stenosis worse and how to flip it into a pain relief tool that you can use every evening. Let's get started. Hi, I'm Dr. John Zielonka. I'm a neurofunctional chiropractor in Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. I've been doing this for almost 35 years now. My YouTube channel focuses on helping those who've been suffering from debilitating chronic back and neck pain. Before I dive into today's video, I need you to smash that subscribe button if you want to learn more tips and strategies on how to treat and relieve debilitating back and neck pain without drugs or surgery. I upload a new video every week. Most people with spinal stenosis try to get relief by focusing on one thing, either one stretch, one exercise, a particular treatment. And while those can help, they only work for a short window because the truth is spinal stenosis is a condition that's affected by what you do all day long, okay? Not just what you do for 5 minutes in that stretch or that exercise. That's why a daily routine is so important. It gives your spine and nerves consistent support from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. And over time, that consistency leads to real lasting relief. In our clinic, we've seen the best outcomes when a strong daily routine is combined with corrective treatment that relieves pressure at the source. That's where non-surgical robotic laser spinal decompression comes in. It's a key part of our neurospinal restoration program, which is designed to open space around the nerves, reduce inflammation, and create the conditions for healing. But while treatment like spinal decompression is powerful on its own, the results are even better when supported by a consistent daily routine. The habits you build in between sessions help reinforce the corrections made during treatment and improve long-term stabilization. If you want to see exactly how non-surgical robotic laser spinal decompression works and how we've used it to help other patients with spinal stenosis, I've linked those videos in the description below. Now, let's get into the 5 daily habits that protect your progress and help you feel better throughout the day, starting with the first step that helps you begin your morning without triggering pain right from the start. One is the morning forward-flexion wake up. So how you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. And not to get off topic, but that's true of everything. If you wake up in the morning, it's like, oh my gosh, not another day. I don't want to get out of bed. That's completely different than, holy cow, another day, raring to go, all the things we're going to accomplish. When it comes to spinal stenosis, exact same thing. For someone with lumbar spinal stenosis, getting out of bed the wrong way can trigger nerve pressure before you even take your first step. That's why the very first habit is simple but powerful. Begin your morning with a forward flexion breathing routine before you stand up. Here's how it works. You're going to sit at the edge of the bed. So we're not on the bed here. We're going to sit on the edge of the bed. Our feet are going to be flat on the floor. And what we're going to do, our hands, we're going to place them on our thighs. We're gently going to lean forward from the hips. And we're going to round the back just slightly, but most of the movement's coming from the hips. A little bit of rounding in the back. And now we're going to take a slow breath in through your nose for 4 seconds. And we're going to exhale through the mouth for 6. So it's going to be 1, so in for 4, out for 6. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Take it nice and slow. We're going to repeat this for 3 deep breaths. This position creates more space in the lower spinal canal. It takes pressure off compressed nerves and it signals the body to relax. What better way to start the day than to say, hey, we're going to relax our spinal stenosis instead of, hey, we're going to start putting pressure on it right from the moment we wake up. You're not only opening up your spine, but you're also calming the nervous system before the stress of the day begins. Most patients feel a noticeable difference in their leg tension and stiffness within just a few mornings of doing this. It helps reduce early morning nerve pain, it makes standing up smoother, and it gives your spine a safer start. And once your day is moving, there's a quick change you can make to how you sit and move that helps to keep that relief going. We'll cover that next. 2 is the 20-minute movement rule. One of the most overlooked causes of spinal stenosis flare-ups isn't a single movement, it's staying in one position for too long. This is true of most people who suffer with low back pain. Sitting still, even in a good chair, causes the spinal canal to slowly narrow. And if you're sitting for 30, 60, or even 90 minutes without moving, that pressure builds up. That's when you start to feel the burning, tingling, or heaviness in your legs. Even if you don't feel it, doesn't mean that you're not starting to compress that canal. The key is to break that cycle before it starts. Every 20 minutes, simply change your position. Stand up, lean forward over a table or a counter for 30 seconds. Take a short walk to the other side of the room and back. It doesn't need to be a full workout, just movement. This one habit can help reduce nerve pressure, restore blood flow to the lower spine, and prevent the creeping return of leg pain throughout your day. Over time, patients who do this consistently report fewer end-of-day flare-ups and a greater ability to stay active without fear. And while daytime relief is essential, what you do in the middle of the day, especially after eating, can either make or break your afternoon. That's what we'll cover next. 3 is the post-lunch forward walking routine. So afternoons can be one of the worst times for stenosis pain. After lunch, it's common to sit for long stretches, not to mention you're probably sitting during lunch. And with food digestion, inflammation can slowly rise. For many people, this is when the stiffness sets in, the legs start to feel heavy, and pain builds up quietly. That's why the next habit is so important. Instead of sitting immediately after eating, take a short walk, even just 5 to 10 minutes, and slightly lean forward as you go. Remember, when you lean forward, you're actually opening that spinal canal for people suffering with stenosis. You can place your hands behind your back or gently rest them on your hips to support the position. If walking poles help with balance, use them. This forward-leaning position naturally opens the spinal canal and reduces nerve pressure, especially when your spine is most vulnerable to compression. That's why you see all those people in the grocery stores leaning forward on the shopping carts. They are naturally opening up that spinal canal to give them some relief, even if they don't realize that's what they're doing. It also helps improve circulation. It reduces digestive sluggishness. It resets the posture before your next round of sitting. Patients who add this into their day often tell me it's their afternoon reset. They feel lighter, their pain doesn't escalate later in the day as much, and they stay more active without needing to push through discomfort. Now, if you're stuck in a sitting heavy day or can't go for a walk, there's one quick midday move that can give your spine some instant relief. We'll go over that next. 4 is the midday unloading reset. By the middle of the day, your spine has already gone through hours of sitting, standing, and subtle compression. Even if you haven't done anything physically demanding, the accumulation of pressure on the lower back can start to irritate the nerves again. This is where a simple midday reset can make all the difference. So here's what you do. Find a counter, table, or sturdy surface about waist height. You place both hands on the edge. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a small step back with your feet. You're going to bend the knees slightly, and you're going to gently lean the hips backward. You're going to let your head drop. Okay? And what this does is you're going to take a nice, you let the head drop, you breathe. You're going to hold it for 60 to 90 seconds. But what it does is it creates a gentle traction through the area. Okay? Don't be scared to lean back when you do that. Slightly keep a bend in the knees. That gentle traction is going to have that effect on the lumbar spine. It gives the nerve space to breathe, it eases the buildup of pressure, and it helps your muscles relax without force or stretching. Many patients use this at a scheduled break. They feel lighter afterwards with reduced nerve tension, less stiffness when they return to sitting or walking. It's also a great way to reset your posture and energy before continuing the rest of your day. But what happens once the day winds down, that's where the final step comes in. It's the end of the day recovery habit that helps lock in the progress that you've made, and it primes your spine for healing overnight. Let's go there now. 5 is the end of day recovery routine. At the end of the day, your spine is carrying the effects of everything you've done. Whether you've been on your feet, sitting for long hours, or trying to stay active despite the pain, this is the moment your body either starts to heal or starts to tighten. That's why what you do in the last hour of the day is just as important as what you did in the first. Start by lying on your back with your legs elevated on a chair or a couch so that your hips and knees are at 90-degree angles. This position takes pressure off the lower back. It allows the spinal canal to open slightly. Stay there for about 5 minutes. That's right, you get to lie flat on your back for 5 minutes, but the hips and the knees are at 90-degree angles so that your legs, your lower legs, are up on something, sofa, couch, something along those lines. When you're staying there for those 5 minutes, you're going to focus on slow, deep breathing. Next, you're going to transition into something calming and restorative, a warm Epsom salt bath, a magnesium foot soak, or even a cold pack applied to the lower back for 10 minutes can help calm nerve inflammation and support deeper, more restorative sleep. Patients who adopt this routine tell me that not only do they fall asleep faster, they also wake up with less stiffness and more energy to move the next day. This recovery window is your opportunity to reset the spine and give your body the rest it needs to start healing. Now, tomorrow when you begin your morning routine again, you'll be building from a stronger foundation. Now that you have the full routine, there's one habit you need to be aware of that can quietly undo everything you've just gained. Holding your breath during everyday movements. It's subtle but common. People unconsciously hold their breath when bending, standing, reaching, or even transitioning between sitting and standing. This breath holding reflex increases intra-abdominal pressure, which in turn increases compression in the lumbar spinal canal. For some of the spinal stenosis, this added pressure can be just enough to aggravate the nerves and trigger leg pain or tightness, especially when done repeatedly throughout the day. You may be doing all the right stretches and resets, but if you're holding your breath during simple movements, you are creating micro compressions over and over that reinforce the very patterns causing your symptoms. How do you fix this? You start with awareness. Simply during transitions, getting out of a chair, reaching down, lifting a light object, pair the movement with a slow exhale. Exhaling reduces intra-abdominal pressure and allows your spine to move with less strain. As I like to tell my patients, is you should breathe to the day you die. This one change can significantly reduce symptom flare-ups and make your daily routine more supportive of the progress you're working so hard to achieve. You now have a 5-step routine you can start using today to support your spine and reduce nerve pressure throughout the day. This plan is designed to help you move with more confidence, walk with less pain, and feel steadier on your feet. If you've learned something new and found value in this video, please go ahead and like it and share the video with someone who needs it. And remember to check the description for links to other videos where I explain how non-surgical robotic laser spinal decompression works and how we've used it to help patients with spinal stenosis get their mobility back. Please drop a comment below and let me know which step made the biggest difference for you. I read every one. Subscribe if you want more step-by-step strategies and expert guidance for relieving leg pain, back pain, and spinal conditions without surgery. And if you want 5 simple exercises that pair perfectly with this routine for even faster relief, please go watch the next video, 5 easy-to-do exercises for quick lumbar spinal stenosis relief.